Oh, internet. Unbelievable. Yeah, there you go. Update. There you go. Update. Fucking goofy. Really?
What the goal of the billionaire class is to remake the world as a digital simulation, really. What the goal of the billionaire class is to remake the world as a digital simulation, really. To digitalize, to steal life. It is an anti-life program. It's moving from carbon-based life to silicon-based life, to a digital twin of the world that they can control, that is disconnected from spirit and... I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. In the bright glow of the dawn, I see myself clearly, bringing in a new day. The old way of doing things is done. I don't care what you say. Monsters don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside your head. And if you haven't done the shadow work and left behind is where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats.
But when the time comes, shoot it out.
No wonder they made stuff like this. No wonder people are so crazy right now. Unbelievable. Yeah, there you go. Right there.
Worshiping pedophiles will defeat our children's spirits and robots. Turn all of us from carbon based to silicon based. Where the shit show stops. Get back to doing for ourselves. Water system irrigation and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beat. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. I'm sad, I'm not some master teacher. No, am I some pastor or preacher? Was released represent with this passion to speak of. After doing 25 years in the beast cuffs. Realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. We're really approaching almost like it's a Frankenstein moment.
This is a way for us to connect, you know.
As innovation, right? We should all be so excited that this is happening. And I equate it to like the golem bringing in like these robots. They would like to feed our life force to learn us in every tiny detail, not to empower us, but to actually transform us into a robotic simulation that is under their full control.
Nah, bro. Come on. You almost there, bro. Almost there. Survive. Survive. Push us.
Hey, I'm gonna get into school. I'm a little late. My apologies. I had to take care of a couple of things, run around, do a few things, blah blah blah. You know what I mean? But anywho, I wanted to clear something. I know because you hear me conversating, and I said I was going to do this some videos ago. What the government's doing, what ICE is doing, regardless of whatever it may be or whatever it may lead to, it does not define me. In all honesty, I don't care. I don't know how many times I got to say that before people really grasp it or get a hold of it. I already stated what I find more important. I mean, if I didn't find something important, I wouldn't be reading The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle, or the all the things that I've read. And I'm grateful that I'm witnessing certain individuals pick up the chalice. Also, say a prayer for our brother Charles White Wolf. He makes a lot of, like, I would say, authentic weaponry or cutlery or whatever you want to call the stuff, old world sap tar, stuff like that. And so he didn't really negate what he was going through. He just says, you know, he's all right, but he's going through it, and he's in the hospitals, IV and everything. So I know he had some work done on his elbow. The accident that happened, he has a pretty good job. So, you know, say a prayer or whisper, you know, raise a little energy for him, you know, blow a little smoke or something. And with that being said, I'm going to actually, let me see if I got it on me. I know it's in my pocket somewhere here. There we go. Myself power up. Let's burn a little bit, get a little sweet essence in there. Don't do this stuff and be inviting things in you know nothing about, all right? Just don't do it. Okay? Some of you might find yourself hedged. Some of you might find yourself thinking you're spiritually connected, and you're just headstrong, and you haven't connected to what the source are, you know. And I'm not being demeaning or anything. I'm just pulling something into a conscious awareness to say consciously you really haven't connected to your true self. It doesn't mean that you're not with you. It just means that you have not tapped in. And it doesn't mean that I'm stating I have either. I'm just pointing it out. Okay? So be mindful when doing these things. Okay? A lot of people do it because they find out about it. They call themselves witch, hoodoo, voodoo, this, that, and the other. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. Priestesses, priests, this, that, and the other. And this is a whole melancholy of all kind of stuff. And they don't know what they're doing. Okay? So, you know. Even the new wizards and them things and all that, they have no idea. They just know what they think they know and what may have been passed off. Maybe what they've seen, or again, what they think they know. So sweet. Anyway, so again, I have no connection to them. Again, I don't recognize this government for their thieves, their crooks, their criminals, their liars. I know how to speak on the frauds. You know who they are. There's enough videos I put together, I haven't uploaded, that can express this by their own consorts and others as well, who are well informed. So I don't want to beat that like a dead horse in the head. You don't get nowhere. You know, you need to unsaddle it, grab the rope, and go, you know, buck you another bronc, you know, or get you another buck and break that one in. But the seriousness is, with the world waking up and all the things that's going on, you still have those individuals here. They're not watching what you watch. They're more into the pseudo and following along, and they're supporting this and that. There's no outside source of anything that I can support that would benefit me. Let me pull this up right quick, because a lot of people don't know about this. If it's on here, it should be. I'll have to pull up on the other tablet. Excuse me. So, historical. Let's see if it's over here. We already know about revisionism and history rewrites and all that other stuff. So, you know, we already know about that, right? No, I didn't tap on that. What is this being so sensitive? Stuff. Okay, here we go. All right. Nope, it's not it. So a lot of you, let me see if I can pull it up and read it actually. I heard of the Monroe document, right? The Monroe Doctrine, established in 1823 by President James Monroe, Monrovia, anyway, was the foundational U.S. It's funny that they say U.S. and the U.S. wasn't even founded yet. See what I'm talking about? How they put their foot in their mouths? Because it's a corporation. It has nothing to do with this land. The U.S. foreign policy designed to separate the Eastern and Western hemispheres into distinct spheres of influence. That's how the Zeos control the narrative, like keeping two people against one another. Its core promise regarding staying out of affairs consisted of two main parts. One, U.S. non-interference in Europe. You got to remember what they don't tell you the truth about. They were still hunting and killing off the original autochthonous people of each land, regardless of where we had established covenants to protect, to fight, and this being the land of milk and honey, as many know it is. All right, as you see in the Bible, let's go to the land of milk and honey. But they want you to believe in that dry place over there with that half-breed, talking about, you know, that's Egypt. That is not Egypt. All right, neutrality. The U.S. committed to remaining neutral in European conflicts, such as the Greek struggle for independence occurring at the time. In existing colonies, the U.S. also promised not to meddle with existing European, colonies already established in the Americas. Did you hear that? Again, the U.S. also promised not to meddle with existing European colonies already established in the Americas. There's a reason why the Zios don't uphold the treaties with our people, this fake government, the dummies who call themselves white, and everybody who falls along with this black nonsense, because they didn't make them. They enforced the slave trade, which was taking POWs of war and getting rid of them as fast as they can in the smallest amounts, because you got to remember, they brought a lot of ships to here, to bear here, and a lot of people, and the treaties was only because we kept killing them. Now people are running around wanting to booty each other and fight each other and argue over miscontrived conceptions and things that are baseless. And you got people thinking they're this, that, and the other, and they were doing their best to get rid of those who are ignorant to this fact because they felt it felt so good and lived so comfortable. This is how they get you. Number two, right? European non-interference in the Americas. In exchange for U.S. neutrality in Europe, the doctrine warned European powers to stay out of the Western Hemisphere. Here. Clearly, no new colonization. It declared the American continent henceforth not to be considered as subject for future colonization by any European power. They had already been here, split up. So you think it's the United States of America. See, that's the ignorance of not deliberately refusing to know better and still holding on and believing in the latter, which everybody's running around. It's the USA because everybody's been a pledge allegiance. You don't pledge allegiance to no fake ass corporation, nor to no land, or to a foreign people. You're not being stupid. Hands off independent nations. Independent nations. Any attempt by Europe to oppress or control the newly independent nations of Latin America would be viewed as 1800s, viewed as a hostile act and a threat to U.S. peace and safety. Isn't that the very thing this fake ass government's doing with South America and this other, talking about the drug thing, when the same Mossad and the CIA and all them are the ones teaching them how to melt bodies, this, that, pushing the drugs, inventing the drugs, blah, blah, because we know where god dang spice, and we know where salt, and salt stuff, and K2, we know where meth comes from, okay? So there you go with your Monroe Doctrine. You can further read into it to further have a closer understanding of, or interpretation of it. Now, I'm only saying this because I don't care about what's going on. I know immigrants killed this, Negroes, whites, whatever what you want to call them. I'm just saying that for identity purposes, for the sake of you. And it's continuing because people refuse to better themselves. They choose to remain oblivious to anything that will better themselves, but to hold on to stupidity because everybody thinks they're a badass. And you got young, dumb people, I don't care what color, running in packs, still this, that, and the other, and think because the T cells are popping off, it's a great thing. You got individuals, because of what the liberals did, based on their chemical, their mineral suppression and the chemical stabilization of their physical, that everything they do as far as gay and lesbian is natural. No, you go back over 100 years, they talk about a man and a man and a woman is a woman. But you see the perversion come out of the very people that call themselves the chosen people. Chosen by who? They weren't chosen by nobody, but something distinctly that likes to upset the balance of natural nature and everything else to fundamentally bring in, because the real chosen ones aren't about destruction. They're about protecting the earth, protecting the world as the Creator laid it out and the foundation of its existence for us to do. And many people are coming around. I'm seeing more and more light-skinned folk. I'm serious. Man, there's so many damn videos. There's no way in the world I can watch them all unless I was to take a reprieve for about 4 years. While the rest of the idiots, the ones who want to come over here watching, thinking they something with their little goofy things on their head and thinking they can be us, and they can't be. Never. Like it's going to benefit, like they're going to win. They actually think they're going to win. This is the funny thing. All right? But it's up to y'all to make that change as well. And a lot of you choose not to. What was this? Somebody said something retarded. Oh, okay, yeah, it was hot. Yeah, keep idiots like that hidden. Hey, what's going on, Rock? No, what's happening? Only have two, but isn't one, to be honest. Oh, the content separates. I do not do multi accounts. It would be crazy. Let me see what's that. 1 second, account. Oh, okay. Thanks, bro. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, some people gotta come in here because they're too dumb. Appreciate you, man. Got you. What's happening? I want to shout y'all out. My apologies for not shouting y'all out. What's going on? Salutations. Hey, look, I don't care if you're a fake Jew or AI. I mean, if you don't want to learn nothing, you just stay gay where you're at, okay? You know what I mean? Yeah. See, like punks like you, I wouldn't even care if you thought you was special forces or something. Faggots like you don't mean nothing. All right? I would let you stay in there, but no, we don't care about you little monkeys. It don't matter who you think you are. Keep pressing, because I think they wait for something to see something happen, this, that, and other, not really knowing how it's laid out, and then it dysfunctionally comes and does something, thinking that it don't matter who or what. But anyway, all that. Y'all handle that. So I wanted to read something here because we still have brothers who don't know the importance of the women, and we have a lot of women who don't know their importance. And I wanted to touch on this because a lot of times it sounds like I'm talking negative stuff, but I'm conversing about things that actually matter. You know, they murdered my Instagram. I know, man. They be hitting mine up all the time. Yo, appreciate you, man. A lot of lessons are trying to reconnect with family because there are so many of them without family. I know, man. But look, I want y'all to share this with your significant others, your sisters, your daughters, or whomever, right? And you'll see how it connects you as well. And I read a little bit about it before, but I want to go ahead and break this in, okay? Because I find there are those who are going to appreciate it. I don't care about the ones who have been nurtured to be dastardly stupid, murderous, contemptuous. Enough of them committing suicide, a lot of them over here, and they're following a whole schizophrenic narrative that's just baseless and unfounded, and it ain't going to work out. So dissolving the collective female pain body, right? Why is the pain body more of an obstacle for women? Remember this? The pain body, okay, has a collective. Listen, it has a collective as well as a personal aspect. The personal aspect is the accumulated residue of emotional pain suffered in one's own past. Now y'all might start, just based off of that, contemporarily, you might start realizing why I say woman is the strength and man is the power. Woman is the strength that keeps the family together. That's why they went after them in the 50s, 60s with the food stamps. After they broke out, people robbed the land, murdered many of our people who had a lot of things we didn't know about. No, we struck back. Don't think we didn't. All right. Otherwise, they would have stayed on the roll, and you see they didn't, because we kept killing them up. And I've got to point that out because nobody researches that fact. Only a handful of people have, and they've been putting information out there on TikTok and everything else, showing that we were lighting their asses up. The Klan, we were it wasn't no FBI that broke them. We were killing them people left and right, and that's a fact. Now we running around wanting to make love, and many of them gonna left the Klan. They done got with our people. They done chose a different road, but you still have the new generation who are, and you know who they are. Okay. The same bastards who say they're not of color, they're converted, but they'll do the most dastardly bastardized things supported by individual knuckleheads in certain departments that they shouldn't be. But let me go on and read a little bit more, okay? All right. The collective one is the pain accumulated in the collective human psyche over thousands of years. Yes, women is the strength and men are the power that protect that strength, like the seal around a battery. All right, thousands of years through disease, torture, war, murder, cruelty, madness, and y'all have witnessed it over the last 20 or 30 years. And so on. Have you heard it from your uncles and your mammies and your pappies and your aunties and your grandmammies and grandpappies and your great ones too, if you had them around in your greats. Now, and so on. Everyone's personal pain body also partakes of this collective pain body. Like I said, we're all collective. We're collected. We're connected, we're collective, and we just don't perform it. So that's why we're all discombobulated, bamboozled on a regular by a system of a psyop narrative. Now, there are different, I'm not going to get into that because I don't care what they're doing, you know? There are different strands in the collective pain body. For example, certain races or countries in which extreme forms of strife and violence occur have a heavier collective and the pain body than others. Anyone with a strong pain body and not enough consciousness to identify from it will not only continuously or periodically be forced to relive their emotional pain, but may also easily become either the perpetrator or the victim of violence. And that's when they came up with, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? When you go and see what? The rapist, the therapist, okay? Depending on whether their pain body is predominantly active or passive. Well, you see how these fake Zios who in numerous videos say, we hate the Christians, but we like to use them because without them, we cannot kill off or defeat the Muslims. And we have a bunch of dumb idiots who think that they're Christians who are following them, and those people are not. They're Zios, and our people stay bamboozled. And all people stay bamboozled. I don't care if they're Korean, Chinese, whatever. They got them. They're there. Okay? And all walks, just like, and they're cursed and spit on and spat on and murder and do everything regardless of how weak, and broken they are. And they'll lean on the fact of getting those who you see what they do with the fiat they take from you, right? See how they built themselves up based on our riches, everything we created, invented, right? But our people refuse to come around because they keep following these worthless ass, no good Al Sharps and Messy Jessies, everything you could think of, Cornell West, a whole bunch of them. Tatum's, who's paid off by AIPAC, the Officer Tatum, there's so many of them. But I'm not here to get into them either. Y'all know who they are, okay? Anyways, predominantly active or passive. On the other hand, they may also be potentially closer to enlightenment. Now, they may be pain, trauma, right? Two-way street, right? This potential isn't necessarily realized, of course, but if you are trapped in a nightmare, you will probably be more strongly motivated to awaken than someone who is just caught in the ups and downs of an ordinary dream. Now, apart from her personal pain body, every woman has her share in what could be described as the collective female pain body. Oh, yeah. And unless she is fully conscious, this consists of accumulated pain suffered by women, partly through male subjugation of the female through slavery. That's why I kind of tend to believe that God is more a female than a male. Our story, she's the one that founded the land for us from across the ice wall, or the Chata. Anyway, through male subjugation of the female through slavery, exploitation, rape, childbirth, child loss, and so on. That's nowhere in the Torah or the Bible for that to be okay. Even it says that if you beat your enemies, you take the women, they become your wives. You treat them as your wives, and that's how they. Man, you ain't supposed to hurt them women and children. Okay. Over thousands of years, here they go with that made up. Anyway, the emotional or physical pain for many women precedes and coincides with the menstrual flow is the pain body in its collective aspect that awakens from its dormancy. Now, at that time, that is, okay? Although it can be triggered at other times too, it restricts the free flow of life energy through the body. You know? So, the menstrual, it's not called blood, even though they wrote it in. It's like what we call water. There's no name for it. It is the same thing of the earth, which has been restricting the flow, the natural flow of life energy. Because, as you know, the original Tartarian trains of ours didn't have coal and all that nonsense. They ran by the natural energy and the water of the earth. Yeah, we were some bad motherfuckers. Look at us now. Just like we didn't have air conditioning, refrigerator, and heating. We had to invent those, right? We used the natural earth. There was no clouds. I remember my great-granduncle saying they ain't never seen no clouds. Well, hey, we got plenty of them now, don't we? Except for heard in the stories of certain events. Anyway, let's dwell on this for a moment and see how it can become an opportunity for enlightenment. Let's check this out. Often a woman is taken over by the pain body at that time. It has an extremely powerful energetic charge that can easily pull you into unconscious identification with it. Acting, lacking out, beating on a woman, all kind of stuff, because you don't know how to interpret it. And they aren't aware of it because they haven't been guided socially by the other greater women to bring them into the fold of the greatness. Okay? You are then actively possessed by an energy field that occupies your inner space and pretends to be you. I told you, she the strength. All women are the strength. It don't mean you're supposed to bow down and all that other goofy goddess and all that dumb shit. You're supposed to recognize the fact and protect that energy. It wants more pain in whatever form. As you know, things through you, right? This is what it does as far as through you, acts through you, and all that. But of course, it is not you at all. It speaks through you, acts through you, thinks through you. See, it will. I'm serious. It will create negative situations in your life so that it can feed on the energy. It wants more pain. We keep saying jannat, demons, or whatever. No, it is you on you. Okay, in whatever form. If you're all powerful and you're misguided, aren't you aware that you're the jinn? That's enough. So I have described this process already. It can be vicious and destructive. It is pure pain, past pain. And it is not you. You know, Hellraiser. What is your pain? What is your pleasure? Always asking you. The number of women is like going to the doctor. What is wrong with you? Motherfucker, you're supposed to be able to tell me. Anyway, the number of women who are now approaching the fully conscious state already exceeds that of men and will be growing even faster in the years to come. Men may catch up now. No guidance without that to them in the end, but for some considerable time there will be a gap between the consciousness of men and that of women. Facts. Women are regaining the function that is their birthright, and therefore it comes to them more naturally than it does to men. To be a bridge between them. That's why they appreciate good men. Okay? Excuse me, but between the manifested, bridge between the manifested world and the unmanifested, between physicality and spirit. Your main task as a woman now is to transmute the pain body so that it no longer comes between you and your true self. The essence of who you are. Of course, you also have to deal with the other obstacles of enlightenment. All right, it's not a one-trick pony, which is the thinking mind, but the intense thinking mind compartmentalization of information. Right? Doesn't mean emotions and feelings that are here. This is pulling on you know, all the stuff that is required, and then to put it into practice, right? To alleviate, disseminate, you know, to bring and to negate, all right? Between you and your true self, the essence of who you are, of course, you also have to deal with the other obstacle of enlightenment, which is the thinking mind, but the intense presence you generate when dealing with the pain body will also free you from identification with the mind. Let it be the Rolodex. Don't start dabbling in there and digging around, looking at their movie. You ever do that to me? Shut the fuck up. Don't ever do that. Look at it. Enter into it, contain what's laying down, but don't let it contain you, and then have you with your strength fucking with the power that's supposed to protect you. Now is further derivative of a brokenness. Okay, so the first thing to remember is this: as long as you make an identity for yourself out of the pain, you cannot become free of it. As long as part of your sense of self is invested in your emotional pain, you will unconsciously resist or sabotage every attempt that you make to heal that pain. Now you know why I say it's important for you to let go of the past. Yesterday don't mean shit. Why do I say that? Well, let me see here. Give up the relationship with yourself. When one is fully conscious, would one still have a need for a relationship? Would a man still feel drawn to a woman? Would a woman still feel incomplete without a man? Enlightened or not, you are either a man or a woman. Boom! So on the level of your form identity, you are not complete. You are one half of the whole. This incompleteness is felt as male-female attraction, the pull toward the opposite energy polarity, no matter how conscious you are. But in that state of interconnectedness, you feel this pull somewhere on the surface or peripherally of your life. Anything that happens to you in that state feels somewhat like that. The whole world seems like waves of ripples on the surface of a vast and deep ocean. You are that ocean, and of course, you are also a ripple, but a ripple that has realized its true identity as the ocean. And compared to that vastness and depth, the world of waves and ripples is not all that important. As long as part of your sense of self is invested in your emotional pain, you will unconsciously resist or sabotage every attempt that you make to heal that pain. Why? Quite simply because you want to keep yourself intact. You don't want to explode. You don't want to implode. And the pain has become an essential part of you. And you can't do it alone, baby girls and brothers. This is an unconscious process, and the only way to overcome it is to make it conscious. To suddenly see that you are or have been attached to your pain can be quite a shocking realization. The moment you realize this, you have broken the attachment. You pop them babies out, those who don't go cesarean or classical, right? Through all that pain, and what's the first thing that happens? Not postpartum, we don't get into that chemical deploration, right? Deprivation. You want to hold that baby because that pain brought something in magical because you remember yourself. Any doctor going to tell you that? Any nurse? The light shined in you and through you. Again, it connected, it touched you, and you touched it. And the man that's in there beside you, you curse them out and you squeeze their hand and break their little fingers, and they feel the light because it touches them as well, and they touch it as well. To suddenly see that you are or have been attached to your pain can be quite a shocking realization. The moment you realize this, you have broken the attachment. The pain body is an energy field, almost like an entity that has become temporarily lodged in your inner space. It is life energy that has become trapped, energy that is no longer flowing. Of course, the pain body is there because of certain things that happened in the past. It is the living past in you. And if you identify with it, you identify with the past. A victim identity is the belief that the past is more powerful than the present, which is the opposite of the truth. Like, oh, your goddamn past. I'm tired of hearing about them. It is the belief that the other people and what they did to you are responsible for who you are now. for your emotional pain or your inability to be your true self. The truth is that the only power there is contained within this moment, it is the power of your presence in the present time. Once you know that, you also realize that you are responsible for your inner space now, right now, right now, and right now, and right now. Not tomorrow, but right now. Tomorrow doesn't exist. Just like looking over that way, you don't know what's over there because there's nothing over there. Nobody else is. And that the past cannot prevail against the power of the now. So identification prevents you from dealing with the pain body. Some women who are already conscious enough to have relinquished their victim identity on the personal level are still holding on to a collective victim identity. Okay? They can hide it all they want. They can keep, they probably don't have none of their women looking at if they do. They probably got those who will fake the front while listening going, look, we are the true Hebraic language speaking. La 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 la, you hear us. All right? The true so-called Jews, we are that truth. When you go back and you watch the movies, they say, we're going to the land of milk and honey, and then people think, oh, it's Africa, blah, blah. That's where they're from. That is where the wall was. They kept them locked up. When you say mountains, there are great mountains there in Africa. Oh, y'all didn't read it? You didn't see it? All that, well, I hate calling it Africa, because it was all part of Ethiopia going all the way up to the Caucasus. It's all connected. Every bit of it. They can walk here from there. Okay? Our women are more important than anything on this world. Them bastards know it. They've been stealing their uteruses in the 80s in Ohio and Idaho. They've been taking the body parts, the ovaries and everything before they pass away, claiming their brain dead, this, that, and other. Now people have been walking around a damn bump. Our men have been walking around a bump of the log, worrying about who got the better shag in their car, who's this, who created and who invented white and black identities and all this other goofy shit. Too conflicted and confused because the strength wasn't there to keep them together and the power wasn't protecting them. Something they never did to them, it just creates mass hate. Hate's not even a real thing, brother. A misguided, delusional attempt to frame or label something based on trauma of a past because it keeps us from moving forward. Want me to break that down for you? You know? I'm just saying. Yeah, I now I see it. Somebody said my eyes look like they were a little brown and red. I'm like, oh shit. Anyway, let me sit back a little bit because that don't need to be seen. But you get what I'm saying? You got to do better, people. Y'all got to do better. You hear me? They keep censoring shit. They're stupid. I don't mind. I don't have nothing to say to them. I've got a story to tell. That's it. The rest of that goofy shit, the little vehicles flying, spraying nonstop so you can't see while they doing anything, who gives a fuck? I don't. You shouldn't either. Another thing. If you have a gun, good. Train with it. If you don't have one, get one. But see, let me tell you about a gun. A gun is only to get you to your rifle, your battle rifle. And if you don't know how to utilize that, well, you're in some damn sad, pathetic shape. All right? Oh, this is a Stetson. All right? This is a Stetson. Don't get it fucked up. All right? Somebody talking about this Stetson, my brown one. I just went and got the box off. It's in the back of the truck. I might rock that tomorrow. You know, damn expensive ass hat. But anyway, I appreciate y'all taking time to listen. I truly do. It says, does that say 7 hours and 27 minutes? I ain't been on here for no oh my goodness, they bugging. Let me pull that up. Damn motherfuckers, this is a trip. I'm looking at the time. That cannot be right. I don't believe in time, but y'all know what I'm saying. What a trip. Well, maybe we got something from somewhere else looking good. I'm not even talking about them. I don't care about that either. Okay. I can't see it on here as far as the time. Anyway, we're about to shut it off. I didn't put a goal. I was going to put a goal, but I was like, y'all, I don't want to hurt nobody's change in their pocket and stuff. Okay? Let me see. I don't see the minutes. I'll probably have to go in the studio, but that's once it's uploaded. Anyway, it literally says 7:28:39, 7 hours and 28 minutes. I have not been live. I have not been live, but there's 7 hours and 28 minutes. That shows you. They've been looking at it that long. And I didn't even set it up 7 hours ago. I set it up about an hour ago. Anyway, appreciate you guys taking the time to listen. I hope that you get something from it. I hope you go back and listen to it again. But are we heading into a civil war? Don't even worry about that, Akeem. Don't even worry about that, beloved. You see what I'm saying? Worrying about tomorrow, brother. Being the present now. And regardless, whatever may happen, do not feed it. Always be aware. But don't get careless. You see what I'm saying? We don't talk about those things on here. You feel me? Hey, what's up? What's going on, Ritzy? What's going on, mama? It's blurry, but that's all right. As long as you can hear me. Rock and Howard, what's going on? You already know, family. I appreciate your time. Yes, sir. But it's an excellent question, but it's not. I can't entertain it, beloved. You know what I'm saying, fam? Not to blame another for something they never did to them. This is, yeah, it does. It creates a mess. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be all right. That's what you need to know. That's what you need to say. That's what you need to preach. That's the gospel. Remember, circumcision was not the foreskin of the phallus. Circumcision is cutting yourself away from the distractions and the lies, the druidism. You dig what I'm saying? Circumcision is to not be of the chalice of the false cup. Okay? All right? Remember that. All right? I hope that benefits y'all. Okay? Anyway, y'all have a grand evening. That's all you have to do, mama. You take care of that eye. You already healed. You should know that. All right? You look through the blur, you see what you need to see, or you close your eyes and you hear what you need to hear that'll direct you to what you need to see. All right? Oh, the game's about to change. That's all I can say. Because they refuse to change. Anyway, y'all have a grand evening.